Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorial.
On today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to draw window, door, and staircase for a floor plan. So starting off, we're going to start with door. The standard measurement for a door for a room or kitchen is 900 by 21. That is, the width is 900 and the height is 21. So to draw a door, first of all, you take your rectangle, okay, click a point. So now they're asking for the distance, the width. So that you put 50. So to move to the height, it's going to be 50 comma. So click on comma. So now you have moved to the height. So 50 by 900. Then click enter. So yeah, this is it. 50 by 900. So then you also take your rectangle again and you come down and just make a small rectangular shape, just small, very small. Then you take your line, your normal line, and click here. So your line is going to be 900. Sorry, let me on my auto. So your line is going to be 900. Then you enter. So and skip. So now with this, you take your arc. I prefer to use start, center, end. So when you take your arc, you pick your start, you pick your center, and then your end. You can see it's already picked the end for me, but I just click it again. End. So if this is not aligning, you can make it align. Sometimes it might not align. You can just simply move this. And that's just it. Make sure that everywhere meets, then you escape and then you delete this line. So this is your door. This is a standard door. So if you already have your floor plan, you can just place this door in it. But I like grouping my door. Like group is like to add every element together. So like the rectangles and the arc is going to be together, everything together. So once you want to copy it or move it, you can move it as one. So when you highlight everything, you left click, sorry, you right click, and then you see group, you click on group and you group it. So as I'm grouping now, once I click any section, I can just easily copy it. So that's my pen. So moving on, let's learn how to draw a window. So for window, the standard measurement of a window is 1 2 by 1 2. That is, the height is 1 2, the width is 1 2, but then it differs. But this is like the standard measurement. But for bathroom, we use 600 by 600. So it differs. But I'm just going to show you how to draw it. Then on the long run, you see how the different sizes for different types of window. So for a window, there are two ways of drawing a window. I'll show you the two ways and I'll tell you which one I prefer and which one we're going to be using in this tutorial. So for a window, you pick your rectangle. When you click, you pick the width, that is going to be 1 2, and then, oh my god, sorry, delete. If you pick your rectangle, then the width, which is going to be 1 2 comma, the height that you are picking now is going to be the height, that is the width of the wall, that is like this thing, the block, which is 300. Suppose you use 225, suppose you use 300, but I use 300. So which is 300, then you enter. So this is it. So this is simply the size of the wall, the space where your window is meant to be in. So now, then you pick your offset. Offset, you can simply click O. You see your offset, yes. Offset, and you pick true. Then if you click on this, you're going to see we're capturing everything, which we don't need everything. So we have to explode this diagram in order to be able to capture each line separately. Explode is the opposite of group. You know, group is joining everything together. Explode is separating it, because once you click this, you click everything. So to explode this, when you click on it, that is highlighted, then you type X and you see explode. I simply type explode. And that's it. So now I can easily click this line. I can easily click everything individually. Okay. So now pick your offset, that is O, offset, and you select true. Then you select the line that you want to offset and you type in the number you want to use. So I want to offset it by 50, and I want to offset this side too by 50, and then enter. So escape. So then I delete this and this, I erase it. So now you can use this. Some people use this for window and you just place it where your window is meant to be. Or some people simply use another one. Let me show you the other one. If you draw your square, that is going to be 1 2 by 300 and enter. Then you explode it, x, enter. Then you offset, o, enter, true. So now we're going to offset this by 100 and offset this by 100. So some people also use this. Oh no, this is too close. Let me offset this a bit. 30, 30, escape. Then you delete this and delete this. Delete. So simply just offset from here to your 130, from here to your 130. So some people will use this. You can simply copy this, simply copy this. As long as it just represent that once an architect, once an engineer see it, they look at it and say, oh, this is a window. That's just simply what these representations are for. So now moving on to staircase. So staircase have different measurement depending on how you want your stairs to be. So we're just going to I'm just going to give you a random measurement and just use it for the staircase. So let's say we're going to be taking the width of this staircase to be like 2 4, and then the length that's in the landing like 4 5. Okay, so let me just do an illustration. So let's just draw a square. Okay, so we're drawing 2 4. Okay, 2 4 by, oh sorry, maybe this mistake, square. We're drawing 2 4 by, remember your by is like comma, by 4 5. Okay, so this is it. And I want to make this the space for the staircase. I'm going to exclude this first of all. X, enter. So this is the space for our staircase, but I'm going to offset it outward to get my walls. My wall is going to be like 300. So that's going to be O, enter, by 300 and enter. So you click on this, click on this, click on this, and escape. So we're going to delete this, and then you simply join these lines. You join this and this to meet, join this and this to meet, and join these two to meet. So simply to join this sum, I just use a normal line, escape, escape. So then to join this, I can use fillet to join this. Where's my fillet? And this is fillet. So your fillet, make sure that your radius is at 0. Then I want multiple, I want to click multiple. So select multiple. So click on this, and it's going to join, and this is going to join. Then escape. So now this is like our background. This is the space for the staircase. So now let me draw my landing. That is where when you climb up, when you're climbing a staircase, when you climb up to a certain point, you're going to land. Then you now continue your upward rise. So for my line, I can just use like 1 5. So I offset O, enter, 1 5, and then I offset this 1 5, and then escape. Then we also have to offset this for like our individual stairs. You can use 300. Some people you can use, that's your height of your staircase, that's your riser height. They use from 150 to 300, so it depends on you. So I'm going to use 300. But let me make the demarcation form. That is to show that, okay, when you climb to this landing, then you move up to the up part of the staircase, that is the up floor. So the demarcation, I'm going to make a rectangle in the middle, something like that. So remember the width is 2 4. So if I want to make a demarcation in the middle, I have to like offset 1 2. That is the middle of this thing is 1 2. So I kind of like have to offset like, let me say 110 and 110 from each side. So that's going to be like O, enter, 1, sorry, not 110, 1100. That's what I meant, not 110, sorry. Okay, escape, escape. O, enter, 1100. Uh-huh. So I offset this, and I offset this. Okay, then escape. Then I trim out this excess because I only need it from this side down. So I trim this and I trim this and I escape, and then I join this place. Okay. So then let me say now I want like 6 stairs, each stairs to be like 300. So then O enter 300. So then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and add one more, 7. So yes, that's just it. I'm going to trim off this excess. So now we have to put our direction, we have to put our arrow to show where you are climbing from and where you are heading to. So we're going to put our arrow from the down floor to the top floor. That's where the staircase ends. So we put a normal line. So we're starting from here, going up, going like this, and on to here. So escape. So let me just draw a simple arrow. I'm gonna have to off this so that I can go angular. Escape. So I have to extend this line to meet this. So use to extend this, and then escape. So yes. So yeah, this simply shows that, oh, we're going to start from here and we're going to go upstairs like this. So that's just simply what this shows. So yes, this is your door, this is your window, two types of window, and this is your staircase. So in our next class, we're going to officially start floor plan. We're going to start from a simple floor plan and move into a complex type. So yes, ensure to subscribe, like, and also comment on where you are confused on. This staircase might be a bit confusing, so I might do a another video about it privately so that yes, people that are confused can watch that later. So bye guys.